Okay, so we were talking about operator overloading. Uh, Operator overloading means when existing operator is assigned an additional task, it is called as operator overloading, or in other words, when an existing operator is designed to operate on user defined data type is called operator overloading. Is called operator overloading, right? uh, User defined data type means just like you have created some class, right? So that class is a user defined data type in, and you are using a already defined operator to operate on that particular data type. It is called as operator overloading. Operator overloading. Okay, so there are certain rules for operator overloading. First one is only existing operators can be overloaded. So you cannot create a new operator, only existing operator you can overload. Second one is arity of the operator remains same. Arity means number of operands required for the operators is same. Means if you are using a binary operator plus or minus, it will take two operands. Right? Similarly, precedence of the operator cannot be changed. So precedence of the operator cannot be changed. Precedence means the sequence in which a particular operator are going to execute, that is called as precedence of the operator. Next is operator cannot be overloaded for built-in data type. You need to use at least one user defined data type, right? So operator cannot be overloaded for built-in data type. If you want to overload plus operator on two integer, it will not work, right? At least one user defined data type you need to use, right? Similarly, assignment operator, then square bracket, parenthesis, and pointer operator, right? These operators must be overloaded as a member functions only. We cannot use it as non-member functions. Other than these operators, all other operators can be member functions or non-member functions, right? Now some of the operators that cannot be overloaded is, first one is double colon, that is called as scope resolution operator, right? This is scope resolution operator. Second one is ternary operator, question mark and colon, this is ternary operator, right? Then dot operator, then pointer operator you cannot overload, right? Then size of operator, the size of operator gives you size of any data type in bytes, number of bytes, right? So these operators cannot be overloaded. And if you are calling any operator which has been overloaded from the main function or outside the class, then operator must be overloaded in the public section of the class, right? So these are some of the rules which you need to follow while overloading the operator, right? So we will try to write one example. Okay, so we will write an example. Write a program to overload a unary operator minus. This is the simple unary operator minus. you need to overload. I will write program for it. So I will write a class negate. In this class I will define two data types, private data types in x comma y. Okay, then public section I can write function to get data. So get data, here I will read x and y. So say out and enter x and y, then cin I will read x and y. So x, y, two data I have read. Then I can write a function to display those data. So I will write put data function to display the data, that is x and y. So cout Russian values of x equals to x and y equals to y. So I have displayed the value of x and y. Now I can overload the operator. Overload minus operator. So I will overload a unary minus operator. For that I need to write return type, and function name. For function name I will write a keyword operator. Then I can use which operator you want to overload. Yes. Here I can negate x equals to minus 1 into x, or you can simply write minus x also, then y equals to minus y. So this will negate the value of x and y. I will close this function here, and I can write void main clrscr. I will define object for class negate n, then n dot get data. You can negate it minus n then n dot display, no, put data, n dot put data. Let's see. I will save it and try to run it. F9, control F9. Okay, so enter the value of x. So I enter 2 and 3. We can get value of x equals to minus 2 and value of y equals to minus 3. So it is negating, right? So this is how you can overload a simple. Now this minus work on integer, float and character type of data. Now you have used it for the user defined data type or object, that is negate n. So it is called as overloaded operator minus, right? Anybody has any doubt regarding this? Have you understood what is operator overloading? Operator overloading means when an existing operator is assigned an additional word, it is called as operator overloading. Or you can say when an existing operator are designed to operate on user defined data type, it is called as operator overloading. There are certain rules for operator overloading. Only existing operators can be overloaded. Arity of the operators remains same. Arity means the number of operands required for the operator will be same. Then precedence of the operator cannot be changed. Operators cannot be overloaded for built-in data types. You cannot overload any built-in data type. If you want to use built-in data type, with that you need to use one user-defined data type. Some of the operators which can be defined only is a member function are assignment operator, subscript operator, parenthesis and pointer operator. Some of the operators that cannot be overloaded are scope resolution operator, then ternary operator, then dot operator, pointer operator and size of operator. We have not written syntax for it. You can write syntax. Syntax for operator overloading will be return type operator. Operator is a keyword and symbol of the operator you want to overload and argument list. Argument list. Here you can have body of the function. Here you need to remember that if you are using an unary operator, then you need to you will not pass any argument, right? If you are using a unary operator, you will pass, and if it is a member function, right, you will not pass any argument. If you are using a unary operator and if the function is non-member function, then you will pass only one operator. When you are using binary operator, then if the function is member function, then you need to pass only single argument, whereas if the function is non-member function, you need to pass two arguments, right? So here we have used this minus as a member function. You can use it as a non-member function as well. To use a non-member function, we need to define it as friend. So I can make it friend function, and here I need to pass argument negate n. Now here I can write and dot. We can see Okay. Now you can see 3, 4. Okay, so it is changing. Now here we have used uh, non-member function. This is a thread function, so it is non-member function, right? Previously we are passing n, but it is not reflecting, so we are passing the reference of n. You can see ampersand n. Here we are passing the reference of, right? Call by value, call by reference. You must have uh, studied in the previous classes, right? So this is called by reference. So you can use a non-member functions also to overload the operators like this, which we have done. Okay, we will try one more example for binary operator. Let's see. Write a program to design a class distance having feet and inches. Overload binary operator plus to add two distances. Okay. We will write a program to add two distances. I will delete this one and we will write a new program. So what is the name of the class? Distance. I will write here class distance, wherein you are having data types as feet and inches. We have not mentioned the SS specifier. That means default SS specifier is private. Now public, we will write function to get data. So get data function is there to read the data. Out and enter feet and inches. See in feet inches. So I have read the data. Now I can display the data as well. Void put data function here, say out feet equal to feet, then inches equals to inches. So I have read put data. Now I can overload the binary operator plus. So it will add two distances and return third distance. So I will write here return type as distance, then operator, which operand plus, and here I need to pass one more distance d2, taking it as d2. Right? Inside this operator loading binary plus. So here we need to take some temporary variable as well, distance temp, one temporary variable to store the values of distances. So I will write here temp dot feeds equals to feeds plus d2 dot fits, then temp dot inches equals to inches plus d2 dot inches. Okay, so we have added feet and inches. Then you can return temp. Here we end this addition. Now we can write main function, main. Now here you need to uh, create three objects for distance d1 comma d2 comma d3. Okay, I will read first d1 dot get data, next d2 dot get data. So d1 and d2 I have written, I have read. Now you can perform addition in d3. d3 equals to d1 plus d2. Like simple addition we have performed. d3 equals to d1 plus d2, and we can display d3 dot put data get ch. This completes your main function. Now we will try to run it. Alt F9 to F9. Okay, so first feet and inches 2, 3, 4, 5. We can get the addition as feet are 6 feet and 8 inches, like this. And now we have implemented the simple logic. If you want to implement the complete logic, now let's say if the inches are more than 12, it should display it as 1 feet, and remaining should be as a inches. So we will check here. Greater than equals to 12. Temp dot feet plus equals to temp dot inches divided by 12, and temp dot inches equals to equals to temp dot inches. Now this will give us the complete right result. F2, yes, enter F9, control F9. So if I take 2 and 11 inches and 2 and 11 inches, or let's say 10 inches, it will give me as 5 feet and 9 inches. Okay, anybody has any doubt? Anybody has any doubt? If you want to ask anything, you can ask.